That's right, we are going to go over 3 more lessons Justice taught me about music production I want to share with you. Slanjava music producers, welcome to Whiskey and Synths. So today we're going to look at Justice, who I've followed their whole career. I absolutely love them. French electro legends. They're absolutely amazing. And it's been probably over about 20 years I've been enjoying their music. And they recently put out a new album. And I've already done a video, 3 lessons I learned from it. Here's 3 more. So the first thing I wanted to share about was the vocals. So Kevin Parker of Tame Impala, who we have to do a video on eventually on this channel, right? Come on. Had vocals on a few songs on this album, and they said they wanted to record in the studio with them. When they work with artists, they always try and record in the studio with them rather than remotely if possible, because it creates more of that feeling, kind of human-to-human connection that's really important in Justice's music. Although they're kind of an electronic act, they've got a lot of feeling in their music, and it's these little decisions that add up to getting more feeling in your music, just that human connection of being there together. And then once they had the recording, they said they treated it like a sample, which is quite cool. Rather than kind of recording the song as a song, they got the clips of him recording in time with the music and then treated it like a sample, which is quite a cool way of thinking about it. They almost said it's like we treated it like a sample we've discovered from the 70s, an obscure one, and then treated it that way. So I thought it was quite innovative. I've heard of people, of course, sampling other singers, and I've heard of people, of course, doing other things like that, but actually to go out and record a singer for your song but then treat it like a sample was quite a cool mental trick, kind of flipping it. So I thought that was a cool thing to share about this new album of theirs. Another cool thing I learned from Justice on this album is they said they want to rethink structure in music. So it is funny because I don't see Justice as the kind of band that's like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro, or traditionally using song structures like that. Although they have done this, they said they really want to avoid that in this album and properly go for this kind of different song structures, different arrangements, and really go with the flow of it. So I think being innovative with your arrangements is important, but knowing a little bit about strong song structure can get you out of 8-bar loop hell. But I think once you know a little bit about it, trying to mix things up is a definitely good way to be. So if you are struggling in 8-bar loop hell though, I want to offer you some help. So I've got a program, a challenge. It's a free guide and it's 10 steps, 10 days, and you will have your track finished. So it's 10 easy steps, each with its own objective each day that you check off and follow. And if you do that for 30 minutes a day for 10 days, you'll have your finished track, I promise. It's got quotes from famous artists in it, and it means you can get your track finished without putting in more hours or effort than you would normally. I just help you use that time more productively and get you to the finish line. Because it's okay to have loads of unfinished demos, but of course you want your best ones out there. So hopefully this will help. Click below for that free guide. I'm going to send it out to you and get you that track finished. So on this third and final lesson I've learned from Justice I want to share with you was they were obsessed with detail. Now this is important. I wouldn't recommend EQing a snare drum for 3 hours, but detail is important in your music. And they said, for example, they had over 200 versions of one track, which I think is a bit excessive, but it shows you that they did not stop. If something wasn't quite right, they'd try something new, try something different. They'd rip out the instruments and try something different. They changed everything about the mix or things like that. Kind of drastic changes in each version, which I thought was quite interesting. And it's not something I do in my own music a lot, but I'm coming around to the idea of it, and almost coming around to the idea of like having a core musical idea that is good, like a sick bass line, totally magic melody. You know, you've got the drums that really work, and then changing the actual instrumentation on that is totally okay and fine to do. And we mentioned it in the other video about Justice. You could end up with your own remixes or B-sides by doing it this way, but given that detail and experimentation is important, but also the small things you add or take away are really important. So once you've got that firm idea, you know in your gut is good, don't be afraid to get kind of really microscopic with it. But of course, you always want to get to the finish line with it as well. Eventually there comes a point where you have to be like, this is diminishing returns, this is the best I can make it, and go. And it's hard for you to know that moment always, but you got to trust your instinct on it and really trust your sort of skills. And then also don't be afraid of the next one. Just know that, you know, there will be more music you make, and like, this is the best I can make this one at the moment. You know, in future you might make better ones, but kind of maybe that's the mentality you need. This is the best I can get it at the moment, once you've been through all your detail, all your revisions, and then not be afraid to put it out. And like I said, if you enjoyed this video and you do need extra help putting your track out, I've got my 10-step, 10-day guide. Finish that damn track. And like I said, it gets you finishing your track with 10 easy steps. Click below and you just get an email every day as part of this challenge with a guide, artist quotes and everything in it. I made it as good as possible. Some bonus videos with it as well. That's all free to help you finish that track. And I even do some free coaching sessions every month as well. So if you do need one-to-one coaching on Zoom with myself, David from Whiskey and Synths, happy to help out. But click below because I only do a few of them a month. But I would be happy to help you out with your own music. So hopefully you've enjoyed this kind of podcast style thing, chatting about lessons I've learned from Justice. I do have other videos on the channel, lessons I've learned from St. Vincent, Gorillas. I need to do that Tame Impala one. This one's giving me the idea. That has to be done. You can always comment if you've got ones you would like me to do as well. Happy to take recommendations from everyone out there. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. Maybe watch some more, or maybe close YouTube, open Ableton and just have a plain Ableton and get those music production juices going. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Whiskey.